Hello, my name is Creostix, and welcome back to Stasis, where we're in the air ducts, apparently, under quite a murderous set of turrets, and there's a sentry gun computer control that I can apparently use. Remote sentry weapon power status: A, no/low ammunition, and B, okay, again, maintenance overdue 295 days, replaced cable sleeving 18A. So it just goes away on its own anyway then. So it's apparently I can't use this. I'm not clicking anything here. I'm just like reading, you know, warning this and that on the minigun, error 21, warning, whatever. I have to assume I can't do anything with this. Maybe I clicked it on accident and it went away that way, because yeah, and that's what happens. But pistol, but assuming that, well, you're dead, the pistol should be empty. But why is the pistol all the way there if you used it to commit, you know, suicide? So, is there a bullet in it? Empty pistol. Okay, but again, why is the pistol here? Again, if he died there, I would have to assume he, you know, shot himself, as, you know, to do it quickly, and or again, he could have panicked and used the bullet for an enemy and then threw the gun in frustration or something. Okay, so where do I go? I mean, sentry gun base. The turret is poised to spring in the room above and eliminate. Oh, but is this the broken one or the? No. That's the one that still works, right? Right. Do I wire that?
I can't see it working like that.
No. Do I use Yucca-Cola on that? Wait. Come on.
These don't go well together.
Okay, an empty gun on that.
It doesn't work like that.
Okay, do I
No. Crazy.
Okay, they don't go together either. So what do I do? Because I'll still die if I try to go past the floor above, because I do I wedge it in with the
I
fan?
think that would break.
Well, I'm trying to break the fan, you know, just
I can't see it working like that.
if you say so. Because there's no way here. Right? But again, I have to criticize, don't make slow-moving areas where it's not clear where you need to go, and you just waste endless amounts of time just moving ever so slowly through this place, you know? Like, I can go in this spot, but there's no hot spots here where I could just, you know, leave. Like there's nothing that I can do here. Huh. That is confusing. I don't cable the wires, no.
I can't see it working like that.
No. Cola the fan, no.
No.
Okay, I tried everything. Okay, try the control again. Maybe there's a button again that it's... Considering how this game has so far used its computers, I wouldn't be too surprised if there's like this one pixel on the computer screen that I can actually click to deactivate the gun, but every other pixel in the entire screen just turns off the computer. That's what has happened so far. The computer is indeed like, I am trying to keep a good open mind about it, and again, visually I like all of these scenes. They look well crafted, but all of the stuff that involves gameplay and most of the dialogue is... Okay, so... Let's see here. So clicking on the center just closes it. Clicking on the B closes it. Clicking on anywhere else in the turret closes it. Okay, so what do I do? Okay, let's go back up and again try to just... What would I do with an empty gun? Because I obviously still can't go past this area. That'll just kill me immediately, so... No.
Maybe. No, that won't work. This isn't gonna work. These don't go well together.
You didn't say anything about that, but apparently it won't.
No.
No.
Crazy.
No. What am I supposed to do?
I don't know what I was thinking there.
I don't know either what I'm thinking here, but I'm running...
This is crazy.
I have no options. Oh, don't... Wait, what?
This isn't gonna work.
No, you're just walking there, but it's not gonna help you. Okay, Huh. Now I'm confused. Okay, well, I'm stumped. I gotta consult a walkthrough, so I have one on here. Let's just see. So... Oh, right. Again, you know that feeling when you feel like you've tried every item on everything? I didn't try every item on the console, and this should work. Use the cola on the computer control. It actually does kind of make sense. It does. I just... My mind tried every other option and just gave up. That's what happened. Like, and again, I'm not super good at these games. There we are. Now we can progress. And again, that's the only thing I checked on the walkthrough. So hopefully, will never have to consult it ever again. But this is what, the fourth time I had to, or fifth, or something. So you know, it's one of those games. You know. Get up, get up, get up, please. Thank you. Okay, glass door.
I hate doors.
One override. Coming up. Shit, John. The security systems in medical are inaccessible. It's like they've been locally reset. I can't access anything.
I'll think of something.
Right. Also, I'm just calling it. I think Tia has some sort of an agenda that doesn't actually involve anything good for us or my family or something. She's gonna betray me. I just sense it.
It doesn't work like that.
Okay, might as well.
I can't see it working like that.
Okay, I actually kind of spaced out on what they said at the... Oh! Take sentry gun. Well then, that's a manual override, as they say. Cool.
Wow.
Yes, it's a gun. Minigun, very cool. Let's move forward.
Warning. This area is off limits to all active PDT users. Please see your supervisor for further instructions.
Right.
That makes no sense. All PDTs. That's everyone.
They mentioned that in
Must
the
have changed security settings.
email, yeah.
Stop anyone from heading down below.
Or coming up.
Right. Are those actual windows to the... Yeah. Across the windows. The atmosphere of Neptune is consuming this vessel as lightning shows the way. Okay, sure. That's interesting background music, but let's just read a PDA then, because that's what we apparently always do. There is an email there as well. From Al Musgrave to E. Boxer, Food Enhancement Report. Dear Erica, I was under the misapprehension that your request was perhaps just paranoia, but given the tests I've performed on the provided samples, well, I have to be honest, its implications are frightening. I will generally concur with your initial theory that some batches just went bad, but there's clearly much more than spoilage at work. You have to understand that when batches like this are spoiled, they are all spoiled, not just a few. A fungus, for instance, will spread through samples, but there's an astonishing difference between the samples you've sent me. Some seem to have been cultivated quite for the qualities they demonstrate. Some seem to have been cultivated quite for the qualities they demonstrate. That sentence makes no sense to me. Quite for the no. Did you... Like, the quite word doesn't fit in that sentence in my brain. Did you know the brassica sample is enhanced with a genetically enhanced... Guys, come on. Enhanced with a genetically enhanced... come on. Form of PCP. I know this because I tested the sample on one of my rats. The poor little thing lashed out violently, suffered a seizure and then died. The precise name is DV85, a drug that was popular for enhancing the abilities of so-called remote viewers during the eugenics wars. Laboratory-created stuff, all designer, all professional. The most alarming part is that owing to the different genetic strains seen in the 5 samples you sent for an analysis, I get the impression that these contaminants were deliberately distributed to both staff and patients. I'm not sure what lunatic would do such a thing, least of all on a long-haul lab ship, but I've already sent a request to my superiors at the Ministry to examine the matter further. On an informal note, please look after yourself, Erica. You were always my best pupil, and I'm pleased to you chose to confide in me. I do apologize that it has taken so long to get back to you. Be careful. With fondest affection, Luke, Professor L. H. Musgrave, University of Tampa, Florida. Okay then. So, Erica Boxer, April 16th. That utter jerk. I cannot believe that asshole. What kind of a man dumps a girl on their anniversary? Poor Danica's in hysterics. Poor Danica's in hysterics. I'm not sure if that's even again in hysterics. Poor Danica is hysterical. That's sure, but I had to swap my shifts on account of that prick. Sadie made that easy enough. She's such a good friend to me. We were inseparable at nursing school until she decided to branch out into botany. Seems she's suited more to general medical research than patient care. That's fine, I don't mind. I prefer working with people to plants anyway. The new walkway hydroponics is a bonus too. Some of our boys like to stretch their new limbs among the greenery. Who said that the new departments were of no use? This is selfish, I know, but damn it, I've had so much on my plate. I'm having to do serious overtime, and then ungrateful turds like Eric mean I've got even more to deal with. My poor baby sister, body of a 30-year-old woman, mind of a 16-year-old girl. Apparently, he says being the pilot of the Ozymandias is just too much pressure on a relationship, as is that sweet little co-pilot he recently acquired. I've had it up to here with pilots. Are they ever not chasing tail? Well, tonight should be okay as I've got Danica coming around with some of the girls. And a shipment of Martian champagne. July 10th. The budget increase is proving to be a blessing and a curse. I've got more equipment for sure, but nowhere near enough space for it. If only the Groom Lake was one of those modular types, we might be able to get some extra room. Sadie and I are working our butts off around here. God bless Sadie. If it wasn't for her, I'd probably be an alcoholic by now. Danica is still not over her douchebag ex and calls me up crying most nights just to talk about how she misses him. Next time I see him, I'm going to punch his lights out. I worry about Danica. She's depressed, not eating, not sleeping. I might ask Ingracia to book her in for an appointment. She needs a shrink. Work-wise, the regeneration tanks are working beautifully, but the increased demand for them means we're running short of chemical dissociation reagents, and the cell growth regeneration fluid is pretty much spent. Speaking of the fluid, it's this new stuff Dr. Mallon's unit has had us using. It's technically the same as the last stuff, but I'm sure the molecular composition is different. Apparently it's 4 times as effective. It seems kinda unpredictable actually. I've already asked Dr. Harvey to request that we switch back to the old one, which he has done twice. Why are they ignoring us? September 18th. Crazy huge brawl in the mess hall today. All of the guys sweating and looking like they OD'd or something. There's been a spike in violent assaults. I'd swear it has something to do with the new supplies that came in. Ever since that new regen fluid, it seems like everything else is slightly off too. I'm sure of it. Diet, medicines, genetic samples, you name it. I spoke to Sadie and she also swears there's been tampering. The idea that we've been ingesting bad food for months scares the shit out of me. I'm going to get a friend of mine to analyze some samples. Until then, I'm locking my door at night. I'm not sure who I can trust. Sadie's been giving me strange looks too. I might actually change the lock. December 19th. I don't care anymore. I just don't care. I have to see Danica. I have to. She's with 2 others near the hangars and I'm stuck here in medical. 2 rifles taken from Malone and Bird and a laser scalpel. That's all we have to get there. Sadie keeps fighting me on this and making excuses. She's starting to piss me off. Has that idiot forgotten where we are? That the Groom Lake is now a freaking hunting ground and my sister is in the middle of it. I don't fucking care if they don't come with me. I have to see my sister. I have to know about Danica. I heard her on the radio a day or so ago, so I know she's still alive. She has to be hiding. Danica was always better than me at hide and seek back home. I took hours to find her. Once Mom sent a search party for her and she'd been hiding at the bottom of the garden tucked inside a dirt hole where Dad was planting beets. She's hiding. She has to be. Sadie is causing me problems if she won't come with me. I guess I'll have to make her come along, whether she wants to or not. Okay, a lot of text these, but I feel like I have to read them because they have had important and crucial clues to the puzzles before, so it's kind of like, Yes?
I think I found the crew.
Are they also bloodied up, like the guy under the floor?
You could say that. I'm not sure how many people I'm looking at, but it's like something from a eugenics war painting.
Try to push through, John. A few decks below, one step at a time.
Well, we'll see how it goes, but there's one more PDA there. Let's hope it's a bit more concise, but... Okay, so... First email. From S.A. Callister to Dr. G. Mallon. Inventory anomalies. Dr. Mallon, first allow me to apologize for mailing you directly, but this is a classified red emergency. I've undertaken further inspections beyond samples 99D, E, and F, and found that the majority of our inventory has been compromised by tampering. There are signs that the tampering began some time ago. Some of the materials are merely spoiled, but a large quantity appears to have been illegally modified. I'm not sure who the new suppliers are, but the inventory they have provided does not match the chemical manifest included. I'm aware that this is a shipping concern rather than a hydroponics one, but Project Seed is based around our successful cultivation of hyper-nutritious plants in unusual conditions. With the current stock we possess, there's no limit to the number of illegal or mutated nutrients going into our plant growth. I'd advise that shipping and medical begin more thorough inspections of the received cargo. I suspect that the problems could go back for months, although I have no evidence to prove this. Please recommend immediate termination of supply runs and decontamination of irrigation pipes until this is resolved. Best regards, Sadie Callister, Hydroponics Technician, Level 1. From E-Boxer to S.A. Callister, encrypted. Sadie, I love you very much, sweetie, but have you lost your damn mind? Those samples are restricted. What if Dr. Mallon finds out you've brought samples from out of the storage base? It's not our only job you'll be losing. It's not only your job you'll be losing. I'll do what you ask, but only because you've never been wrong before. Though I pray to God you are this time. Love, Erica. Okay then. Interesting. So... And this is the same one we saw with the ages and data tags. Okay, sure. Can we... There was no back button on that. Just read the PDA again, man. Okay, so September 18th. I thought that becoming the new head medical tech on this deck would actually improve things, but it's like being thrown into the lion's den. The lockdown a few months back was pain, but these inventory discrepancies are the real problem. And then yesterday the systems went haywire. The first thing Erica does, of course, is call up her little sister to make sure she's okay. I suppose I can understand that. I just wish that, well, I wish she'd ask after me sometimes too. Yesterday, during the power outage, I was locked inside a storage room for 2 hours. But Danica's fine, of course, so who cares about me? I was only trapped in a product storage room with only plant cultures and human limbs for company. I took a look at them actually, it's part of my job with the plants anyway, and I had to do something to keep my mind off things. Good specimens, all of them, except for samples 99, D, E, and F. I couldn't for the life of me work out why samples this badly mutated would be permitted anywhere near the greenhouses. These are recent too. Dear God, what imbecile in shipping sent these to storage? Kane's hydroponics have the strictest quarantine regulations in the galaxy, punishable by losing your damn job. It must be that the new section a few floors down. It must be that new section a few floors down. They've got all kinds of fools on the payroll. You know, I usually like to spend time in the greenhouses, but I swear something is going funny with some of the new crops. Erica said I'm probably just imagining it, but I had a whole batch of brassica growth cultures thrown out the other day showing signs of what looked like Dutch elm disease. How is that possible? I'm going to submit a report. How am I supposed to explain to Dr. Mallon and the board that we have mutant cultures in storage and perfectly good crops with extinct diseases is another matter. December 20th. Erica's lost her damn mind. I'm scared out of my mind right now. She's dragged us on a fool's errand across the ship to look for Danica. I tried to tell her how I saw one of those things wearing Danica's face the other morning. Oh god, it makes me want to puke just thinking about it. It looked like a deflated balloon as it scuttled up the walls. I swear Ingracia fried it with a bolt, but we can't be sure. He's a psychiatrist, not a soldier. Then again, our any of us soldiers. Erica seems to think we're in the Marine Corps, waving around that rifle with a crazy look in her eye, threatening to kill anyone who disagrees with her. Erica, I told her, you're a nurse. God, I barely recognize her anymore. What happened to my best friend? What happened to that girl from Stokely, Mississippi? I don't know who Erica Boxer is anymore. December 24th. Erica died this morning. My friend is gone. One of those horrific things tore her spine out of her body right in front of my eyes. I must be one of the last ones left alive. Not that I've got long. I'm infected with something, I can feel it. I checked out the hydroponics lab this morning. It's a wreck. I could have told them, anyone could have told them, that trying to breed a new fungus to kill the old one would be disastrous. The rest of it won't budge. I've tried tearing it away with the laser scalpel Erica gave me, but it did nothing. Zip, zilch, nada. What doesn't kill it really does make it stronger. I'm going back to retrieve Erica's remains later. I know she died a crazy woman, but she was my friend. I still love her. Just a editorial point. Curious how in the distant future, at the time when we've mastered Neptune spacefaring and or space travel, and I think there was like some buildings on Titan or something. We still use apparently the phrase zip zilch nada, so it survived through the ages then somehow. Oh well, details. Okay then, that's a lot to take in, but we got through it. I can go in a couple of directions, destroyed sentry gun, and the elevator won't accept my PDT, so do I have to remove it then? That's a lot of blood, man. Environmental suits? Really?
Serotonergic receptors are present in your principal vascular system.
Yes. And what did I get? Oxygen cylinder. Okay. Force field. Look at it. No, look at it, I said. Oh. Okay, you look, hello, Frankenstein's lab? Right, but I can't go through the force field, obviously, so that's a thing. Okay, can't do anything else with the environmental suits, but I can go to the right, so try that. Awesome.
Back. It's been cut open.
Oh dear.
Of course. They must have manually removed the PDTs. That's why the security systems were reset in medical.
Oh, the bodies. The bodies in the crew quarters. They were skinned. The creatures were using the PDTs to move through secure areas.
Must have realized what was going on.
So for me to get to the lower decks,
You have to remove your tag.
remove?
Perhaps electric shock. No, that wouldn't work.
A spoon?
John? This is the only surefire way.
With a gun?
What are you saying?
The surgery pod should already be programmed to remove it.
It didn't work out so well for this poor woman.
It's the only way, unless you space jump between depths.
This is surgery.
John, prep the pod.
Don't tell me what to do, but again, I feel she has an agenda to do something really weird. I mean, why would she? Yeah. Isaiah Al-Rajkupar. Sorry, that's an unusual name for me to try to pronounce, but I hope I got at least in the ballpark. Okay, and again, notices that's again all. Yeah. There's no data. Yeah. I've read that one. I've actually missed a number of these emails, but then again, maybe it's for the better. But who knows? From Dr. Bachman to Dr. I. Aldrich Cooper. Analysis report. Dr. Malan has recalibrated his guidelines for subjects in Project Seed, and specifically the requirements for any female subjects who have previously been pregnant. The female subjects should ideally have been screened, but their precise source is not important. Since the project has a 99.89% chance of non-fatal reaction in subjects, members of staff will be eligible for this test. The ideal subject is as follows. Blood type O negative, height between 5'5" and 6'0". One would think that in space one would use the metric system, but okay. Free of any genetic defects, age between 18 and 40. Subjects must have recently been pregnant, ideally within the past year, regards Dr. C. Bachman. Right. To Dr. Malan from Raj Kupar, the nurse. We have disagreed often, but never so more than now. I'm aware that Miss Callister doesn't work in surgery and that Chief Nurse Boxer has seniority in terms of rank. However, Callister has one of the most extraordinary organizational minds I've ever worked with. The product storage areas are clean and well indexed. Therefore, I have to challenge your demand that I remove her from her position because of these false reports she has been sending you about anomalies in the supplies. I have no doubt that your claims of her illicitly taking samples is also only an accusation. She is a fine worker and reports only what she feels is right. I'll be taking no action against her. You are in charge of the project, but you must allow me to choose my staff at my own discretion. Regards, Isaiah. Okay. And then the actual journal entries of Isaiah. January 8th. A new year for the chief surgeon and a new year for the staff of the medical deck. I have to think of it that way or it gets rather confusing. The staff of the medical deck now consists of 3 extra sections: cybernetics, tissue regeneration, and for some reason medicinal hydroponics. Yes, it may be medicinal, but as I told Dr. Malan, they are still plants. I don't wish to seem ungrateful. It is Kane Corporation who opened so many new doorways for me and who redefined the frontiers of medicine for us all. As a man who served his apprenticeship on the battlefields, elbow deep in the blood of innocents, to see those deserts and war-torn villages reborn as images of nirvana is a privilege, and all thanks to the science of Kane. And yet it's hard to understand why, on the Groom Lake, so many departments are being forced to share resources like this. I hear our budget will be up for review soon, and the chances of us getting an increase are slim. I shall try to remain positive. February 18th. My goodness, a 300% budget increase. I have not yet been able to even imagine how helpful this financial windfall will be. Dr. Malan assumed to me that a sizable portion of this budget will be applied to Project Seed. It makes our work that much more essential. We'll order new equipment and new samples, although I don't totally agree with the ethics of Dr. Malan's acquisition of volunteers for surgery and testing. The leaps and bounds we've made in our research more make up for the rest of it. There's more than make up would be the... yeah, there's a missing word there. Is it wrong that we must test the limits of morality for the greater good? May 4th. I'm a surgeon who has seen many awful things in the blood-soaked abattoirs of the Pangea Wars, so perhaps this should be a second nature to me, but I don't recall agreeing to the use of children for testing. I went to inspect the stasis tubes at the request of my chief nurse and found that there were several children, some as young as 9 years old, awaiting processing. Children? I was shocked and appalled and demanded an explanation from Dr. Malan. Edward Jenner had to test vaccines on children to see if they'd work, he said. I knew the story. What medical does not? Jenner injected infected purulent exudates into the child's arm, which must have seemed callous disregard for the child's life. And yet it saved the boy. That is how he convinced me. We are at the frontier of the sciences. Chances must be taken. I do not always feel comfortable with with his ethical choices, but his logic is sound. The research is too valuable for us to let a few moral qualms get in our way. Well, you turned quickly. December 17th. I feel that my decision to become a surgeon with Kane Corporation is not quite simple as I thought. Again, there's an as is not quite as simple as I thought. Not the first casualties of the infection spreading across the ship came to my lab, where we had to set up a quarantined operating room. I had to get hands-on with a patient for the first time in years. The flow of blood, the cutting of infected tissue using my specialized tools, God forgive me, but I enjoyed it. It's impossible to explain the adrenaline rush from playing God in such a way, of having the lives of so many on the verge of death in your hands. I felt it on the battlefields and I feel it now. It is not the beauty of birth that moves me, it seems, but the pungent stench of death. I thought I joined Kane Corporation to save my soul. Instead, it is to slake the thirst of the beast in me, whose jaws slaver at the scent of blood. I'm ashamed. December 20th. How could I not have seen it? Those awful life forms are disguising themselves as us, inside us. They wear our skins and our PDTs, which explains how the security systems cannot detect them. If I didn't already know where those creatures came from, this would perhaps be less frightening, but they've learned the vile abominations. Abomination. What a word that is. It appears to summarize what we have created in our hubris. We have created evil. God help us all. Well, he probably didn't. Whew, well, but with that I am quite all out of time and then some for this episode. There's a lot of reading here. You know, on one hand it's cool to have lore, but it can be a bit slow. But then again, we've already learned that inside these long texts there can be the massively important clue that we have to know to go forward. It has happened before already. But I do hope you've enjoyed this, and if you have, please do drop a like or a comment or even subscribe or share if you want to. It would really, really help. And thank you so much for watching, and I will see you again next time.